Lately, my days have looked like wake up, work out if I find the motivation, work, clean, cook, eat, doom scroll, sleep, and repeat. But I don't want to just live life on autopilot, so it's time to break the cycle and reintroduce little moments of joy into my days, aka hobbies. I put 12 hobbies into a jar every day for the next 7 days. I'm gonna pull one out, do that hobby for the day, and then at the end, I'll share all the hobbies I didn't get to, just to give you more hobby ideas. Basically, watch this video if you've been doing way too much doom scrolling and need more cozy hobby ideas. Happy day one. It's time to pull our first hobby out of the jar. I just combined jar and hobby. Time to pull our first hobby out of the hobby jar. Some of these hobbies I've tried before and really love, but just haven't done in a while. And some of them I do fear I might be really bad at because they are new skills. Okay, first one is, cozy games. This is a hobby that I have loved in the past, but I have not played any cozy games in so long. Today, I want to try a new game, but first, I want to recommend you guys some of my favorite cozy games. The very first game that I ever got into was Sims. I've been playing since middle school. I started on Sims 1. Sims is great because it's basically just like a life simulation game. You can do anything in it, and I feel like because of that, there's kind of something for everyone. I love getting my Sims to the top of their career, and I also love playing like it's a reality TV show and just like making a plot in my head, typically of absolute chaos, and then playing that plot out. My second recommendation, and probably my favorite game ever, is Stardew Valley. It's like a farming sim. So you have your farm where you can grow crop. You can also get into fishing, mining, you can meet the townspeople, even marry one of them. But I think my favorite thing about this game is you have a lot more like structure in Stardew Valley. You could just do whatever, but there also are quests and tasks to complete. And my third recommendation is Animal Crossing. You have so many cozy island skills like fishing, you can sell things, you can befriend the local villagers, but this game is especially great if you love decorating because your main kind of goal is to decorate inside your house and your island. And now for starting a new game today, I saw a trailer for this game on YouTube and I like freaked out. I'm so excited to start this game. It's called Tiny Bookshop, where you can run your own bookshop. Okay, let's start playing. I'm actually obsessed with how beautiful the graphics are. And now we watch the sunrise as customers start to come. This game had a lot more to it than I thought. There was characters you can meet and you could really customize your bookshop with genres that you wanted to sell and different decor. I'm so excited. You can actually pick individual books to recommend to customers. Like this person wants a book similar to The Great Gatsby, so I'm like clicking through the books on my bookshelf and I think I might recommend them Romeo and Juliet, or do I want to recommend them Wuthering Heights? And the game doesn't come out until August, so I was actually just playing the free trial, but I got like a good chunk in with the free trial. And this is also not sponsored at all by this game. I just genuinely found it on my own and loved it. I just reached the end of the demo, unfortunately, but when it comes out in August, I am gonna be playing this game so much. Like, I'm already obsessed. And then there's two other games on my list that I want to try at some point. The first one is Wildflowers. It says farm by day and cast spells by night as you craft your cottagecore life and bond with your coven. And then the second one on my list to try is Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've heard that if you love Animal Crossing, this one is a great one to try. It says you build a magical Disney village, you befriend characters like Moana, Remy, Goofy, and you go on little quests while customizing your world. Before we go on to day two's hobby, I want to share a bonus hobby suggestion with you guys that I didn't put in the jar, but I do love to do, and that is baking. I don't really bake on my own, but me and my mom love baking together. Every time I go visit my parents, me and my mom always find a dessert recipe to bake together. My mom's also gotten really into bread making, which has gotten me more into bread making. And I've been able to learn so much more about baking and find some really cool recipes through Craftsy, who is actually the absolute perfect sponsor of today's video. I particularly love the class Handmade Sourdough from Starter to Baked Loaf, taught by Richard Miskovich. And if you don't know what Craftsy is, it's an online community and resource that has a ton of classes, over 2,000 classes in over 20 different categories. There's crocheting, knitting, painting, photography, fitness, jewelry making, and so much more. I would love to get into painting. A class I really want to take soon is Watercolor Flower Bouquet by Mary T. Murphy. And I'm also moving soon, so to be able to maybe make some of my own art and hang it in my room, I think would be so cool. And like I said, I already took and loved the sourdough class. Particularly, it was so cool just to learn about all the different types of breads, different types of starters, different types of flours. You can make so many different kind of flavor profiles and different kinds of breads just by changing something simple like the kind of flour or hydration. And I just love how clear and detailed Craftsy's videos are. In all their videos, the instructors really show each technique through a step-by-step demonstration. And as a member, you also have access to Craftsy's live streaming tutorials, which I think is just such a cool opportunity to learn and also ask questions in real time with a Craftsy instructor. And it's also so inexpensive to get started. The first 1,000 of you to click the link in my description will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. That is valid for new members only. As you will see in this video, I'm going to recommend you guys so many fun hobby ideas. A lot of hobbies that are in my jar are also skills and hobbies that you can learn even more about through Craftsy. Happy day two. It's time for hobby number 2. Okay, this is the one I'm most scared for because I have briefly tried this hobby and I really sucked at it, but I want to become good at it, and that's crocheting. Okay, I just went and grabbed this crochet kit that I have. It's little sunflowers. I feel like it's gonna look so cute on my bookshelf. One thing I am scared of is that it is above my crocheting skill level. So I have attempted to learn to crochet before, not for very long, maybe just for like an hour or two. And like I know how to crochet in theory, but I was kind of bad at it. I thought it would be so easy, just like a mindless thing to do while watching TV, and then that was not the case for the like 1 hour that I tried to learn it. But hopefully following the kit goes better because I think it has like video tutorials and instructions. And also my mom is an amazing crocheter, so I can also phone a friend if I need some help. My mom did say doing like round things she thinks is difficult, but let's open this up and get started. Update, it's been about an hour and all I have so far is this circle. Spent a lot of time watching tutorial videos and now I'm finally starting on the actual sunflower kit. I do fear that my circle is kind of oval shaped though. Honestly, the hardest thing so far has been counting, which I did not think would be the hardest part, but man, it's like do 1 increase, 1 single crochet, and then 5 sets of those. So I have to think, okay, 3 crochets, and then wait, how many sets have I done? That's why I think my circle is an oval, because definitely got way off count. I messed up, so I was trying to pull out and go back like 1 stitch, but then I accidentally pulled out too many stitches, but I don't know how many I pulled out, so now I have no idea what count I'm on. What do you do when that happens? Do I need to just start the whole thing over? I'm so confused. Me and crocheting do not get along. I feel like this is just the normal beginner curve, but this is tough. Hello, can I ask you a crocheting question? I can't like keep count of anything. Okay, that's good advice. I think I'll do that. I talked to my mom and she suggested that I start a little simpler with a bookmark, and I think that's a fantastic idea. Ripping out my botched circle is really satisfying. Okay, I cannot lose count this time. 16, 17, 18. I fear crocheting has bested me. Even my attempt at a rectangular bookmark has gone very curly-Q. I think it's just my tension, and I think with more practice, I could hypothetically slay crocheting, but for now, it might be me 0 crocheting 1. Welcome to day 3. I'm hoping today goes much better than yesterday and we don't have 2 failed hobby days in a row. It is also 8 p.m. I'm getting a very late start today. Also hoping we get a hobby that I can realistically finish tonight. So there's a lot of stakes riding on this hobby. Join a book club. Okay, I kind of debated putting this one in. As you guys know, if you've seen my channel, I'm a big reader and reading is really the perfect cozy hobby, but it's also a hobby I do a lot of. So I wasn't sure if I should add it to the hobby jar, but I kind of felt like I couldn't do a hobby video and not include reading. So I wanted to add it in a little bit more of a unique way. Reading is often such a cozy, fun, but very solo activity. And I feel like joining a book club is such a fun way to kind of make a hobby like reading feel kind of fresh and new by discussing books with other people. So I actually joined an in-person book club with my friends. The book we're reading in my in-person book club is Tools of Engagement by Tessa Bailey. And then I also have a virtual book club that I run. And in that club, we're reading Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. So I think it'd be fun to try and read one of these books tonight. The Tessa Bailey book, I don't know how long it is, but a whole book that I would need to finish tonight would be a lot. So I think I'm gonna go with Problematic Summer Romance because I'm actually already in the middle of this one. I'm on page 294, which means, oh, I have about exactly 100 pages left. Okay, that's not bad. I am a slow reader though, and it typically takes me like 2.5 to 3 hours to read 100 pages. So hopefully I don't get too distracted and can actually finish this book tonight. So far I am enjoying this book. It does feel more just kind of like a simpler classic rom-com to me, to be honest, but I haven't read, I don't think, just like a classic rom-com in a few months. So it's nice to be back in like the rom-com world. Our 2 main characters are at a wedding in Italy, which is fantastic summer vibes. And they have quite a big age gap. I think it's 15 years and he's her brother's friend. So I really like the setup. I think it's fun. I feel like age gap romance can be kind of hit or miss for me just depending how it's done. I feel like this one doesn't feel like weird and creepy at all to me, especially because the main conflict is actually that Connor is resisting getting with her because of the age gap. It says, as Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. So I really like and appreciate that Connor is the one who's like really hesitant because of the age gap, and he kind of recognizes how that can create an imbalance. But my only complaint so far is I feel like that is kind of the only conflict. The same repetitive conflict over time can kind of be like a pet peeve of mine in books, but still really enjoying the book so far, and I cannot wait for them to get together. I feel like that's the best part of like any romance book, is just that tension that you feel. Oh my gosh, also I need to light my book club candle. Very on theme. we just had such an unexpectedly heartbreaking chapter, and it's moments like this where it's genuinely so nice to read the book in the virtual book club because I have thoughts, and I also am so curious what everyone else thought about this chapter. I finally finished the book. I timed myself and I think it took me like 2.5 hours to read the last 100 pages. I think I'm gonna say 3.25 or 3.5 stars. I think the ending just wrapped up a little too quickly for me and kind of the other stuff I was talking about with the conflict. Overall, I feel like it was more just like a fun summary read. I liked that it was set in Italy. I liked the kind of unique angle with the age gap romance that it took, but I don't think it's a book that is gonna be super memorable for me. And it was really fun to discuss all the different chapters with everyone in my book club. If you guys have always wanted to join a book club but don't have any friends joining a book club, you can always join my virtual book club. It's completely free to join. I always have it linked in the description, and other great ways to join book clubs. A lot of bookstores have them and libraries have them. And if just in general you're trying to get into the hobby of reading, I'll recommend you guys some of my favorite books super quickly from different genres. Let me go get my books. I may have brought quite a hefty stack. Ooh. I think a book that is so universal for everyone's book taste is Project Hail Mary. It's about a man who wakes up alone in space with no idea how he's gotten there. My favorite mystery series of all time is The Naturals. It's such a quick, fast-paced read, great cast of characters. My favorite standalone mystery is definitely First Lie Wins. The main character's name is Evie Porter, but Evie Porter doesn't exist, and that's all I'll say. If you're typically a mystery reader but want to get into fantasy, I really liked Four Dead Queens. The book starts out, as the title says, the 4 queens of the land are murdered. And then the Cruel Prince series is probably my favorite fantasy series of all time, or at least it's up there. I don't know if I could pick one, but great if you love enemies to lovers, young adults, fairy world, and a very underdog female main character. Also love the politics in this series. And if you want to really sink your teeth into a huge fantasy series, Throne of Glass is great for that. I believe it's 8 books in the series. One of my favorite romances ever is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. All her books I think are such great fun romance vibes, but also have a ton of heart to them. Going in a very opposite direction, if you want to get into dark romance, I really like the Mindfuck series. I typically do not like dark romance, or it's very hit or miss for me, but this series is so good. I haven't met anyone that didn't love it. The main character is a serial killer, and then the love interest is an FBI agent, so very unique. Kind of an odd assortment of book recommendations, but hopefully out of everything I said, there's something for everyone in those. And with that, I'm probably gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys on day 4. It is day 4. As you saw, I drew puzzling this morning, and it is now basically the end of the day. The sun is about to start setting, and have I done any puzzling yet today? No. I worked kind of late today, and then I did doom scroll for like an hour. A whole hour of my life just disappeared. And then I was like, oh, should I just skip today's hobby? I still need to do some cleaning. I should probably cook dinner. I'm moving in like a week and I have so much packing that I still need to do. And then I was like, no, I'm going to puzzle, even if it's only for 20 minutes. Hopefully longer than that. But I feel like today is literally the prime example of how, as an adult, hobbies, you start to get into them and then life happens and they're the last thing on the priority list, and suddenly all your hobbies have disappeared, because that's what kind of happened to me over the years. Obviously, I probably wouldn't realistically do a hobby every single day like I am in this video, and some days you literally do not have time to do a hobby, but I feel like today is a prime example. Oh, that was so loud and aggressive. I feel like today was a prime example where I really just have to be like, no, my joy and doing things like little cozy hobbies is just as important sometimes as something like cleaning. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's do some puzzling. We have to take a quick detour outside because it's pouring outside. Do you hear that? Ultimate cozy vibes. This is my favorite puzzle brand. This is the cutest puzzle I've ever done. They're cats on bookshelves. This is the only puzzle I've ever framed, and this is the puzzle I'm gonna do today. It's actually time to start puzzling now. And I think probably the best thing about puzzling is that you can do another cozy hobby at the same time, which is amazing. Double the coziness, double the hobbying. So I'm debating if I want to watch booktube while I puzzle or watch a like book to movie or TV show adaptation, specifically the new We Were Liars show I really want to watch. I think I've already seen like 1.5 episodes, so I can keep watching that. And third option is I could listen to an audiobook while I puzzle. I think the next book that I want to read in general is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the sequel to Phantasma, and I really love Phantasma. I gave it 5 stars. Very gothic, spooky, romantic-y book. If you like Caraval, you would really love this series. I think I'm gonna start the audiobook. Hello, are you gonna help me puzzle? I don't think you have opposable thumbs, so it probably won't be a big help. Also, I think I'm gonna set a 1-hour timer. I feel like it'd be fun to see how much puzzling can I realistically get done in 1 hour. Starting now. Happy day 5. I made some decent-ish progress on the puzzle last night. Let me show you. I always forget how long puzzling takes. This took me probably like an hour and a half to finish the border. It can be like a little annoying how long puzzling takes, but I also think that's kind of my favorite part because it's so fun to have something that you can just go back to every single day. Like I love finishing a puzzle over like 2 weeks. Definitely gonna do some more puzzling over the next few days, but in the meantime, let's pick another hobby for today. This one's a little more of a unique one. I got creative writing. I think it'd be so cool to write a book one day, especially just as a reader, having read so many books. It definitely makes me interested in writing. I don't know that I have the skills presently to write an entire book, to be honest, but I do love just like randomly writing like little scenes or little short stories. Even if you're not naturally like a big writer, I feel like it is so fun. Like it's just kind of a random creative exercise, and just knowing that no one is gonna read it, it's purely for you, is so fun. Particularly like writing exercises, like finding a random sentence in a book and trying to write like a 5-page scene off of this one random sentence or something like that, where it's just like a fun creative exercise that I'm not going to do anything with. So I think that would be fun to do today, and I feel like it'd be fun for you guys to actually read what I write at the end of today. That makes me a little nervous, but I think that would be fun. Okay, I just pulled up a random sentence generator. So it's going to give me 4 sentences, and then I'll use one of those as the first line of the story. And yeah, just to clarify, like if I was actually writing a book to publish, I would not use like a random generator or something like that. I would come up with my own original thoughts, but I feel like it's just kind of like a fun exercise way to make like the hobby more kind of chill, get your spark going, since I'm just gonna be writing for like an hour. Okay, the first sentence says, the irony of the situation wasn't lost on anyone in the room. That could be fun. You could do like a workplace romance and there's like some kind of irony happening in the room, like the meeting room. This one says he dreamed of eating green apples with worms. Okay, that one's kind of weird. There's a message for you if you look up. Kind of ominous, but that could also be interesting. Very like open-ended. And then the last one says the summer began with a dare and a broken air conditioner. Wait, I feel like that one's kind of perfect because it is summer. We could do a summer romance. I feel like the beginning is always the hardest part because you have to make so many decisions. Like, what is this summer dare? This broken air conditioner, is it in a car? Is it in a house? Is it in a beach rental house? I'll probably go with that. The dare, did it bring her to the beach? Did her love interest dare her? See, so many questions to answer. But that's also the most fun part because we get to make all these like really interesting decisions. We are officially halfway through the timer. It's been 30 minutes and I think I have like 2 pages, but I definitely think the beginning it moves the slowest. I'm trying to kind of build the character's backstory. I'll tell you the plot I have so far. Basically, she's in this beach house because her sister dared her to spend one summer in this little beach town, and daring each other is kind of their thing. I don't have like the full backstory of why yet, but that's my starting point. And I also kind of want to introduce the love interest soon, just as like a little tease in chapter 1 to be like, ooh, who's that guy? The timer went off at honestly the exact perfect moment that I basically finished the last sentence. I'm gonna go through and do some revisions, but I'm not gonna write anymore. So in an hour, I finished chapter 1. I feel like that's pretty good. It's probably just like 4 pages, so not too long, but I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a fun start to a story. But I'm definitely going to find a way to share this with you guys, and I'll have it linked in the description. So let me know what you guys think, but it's definitely like just a very rough little 1-hour writing exercise. Good morning. Well, actually I think it's the afternoon. Good afternoon and happy day 6. It's time to choose the next hobby. I got coloring. I own 3 coloring books and all of them are Coco Wayo. I'm not sure how you say it. And I like that all 3 are kind of different themes. This one is little animals doing things out and about. Here's one I've already colored. That might be one of my favorite ones. Look how cute the little animal getting mail or outside a bookshop. And then the second one I have is more like cozy fall themed. And I've already colored a few images in this one. Like, tell me this is not the cutest fall / Christmassy picture. And then I also colored this one and this one. And then this one has some animals in it too, but it's also a lot of rooms, like this cute little bathroom. Oh, and I just realized I did not finish this image. Okay, I might finish this one first and then maybe do one more image. And I think while I color, I am going to continue watching the We Were Liars show. If you haven't read the We Were Liars book, I feel like this one is also a good book that is fairly good for a lot of different book tastes. It's also a summer read, so now is the perfect time to read it. It follows a group of teens who are spending this summer on a private island, and they're known as the Liars, which definitely sets the tone. Very like moody, angsty, mysterious. There's lots of like secrets and something happening with Cadence, the main character, that you have to unravel. Picture 1 complete. Now to decide which picture I want to do next. I could do this bakery image that is so cute. This bookshop would be also really, really cute, but this one's definitely a lot more detailed. I also think this letter one could be so cute, like if all the letters were pink, like little romance notes. I think I'm gonna go with the bakery. I feel like that one would just be really cute and different. I kind of forgot that coloring is one of my favorite cozy hobbies. It's just so mindless, but still feels artsy and fun and fulfilling. Like there are so many great hobbies like cozy gaming, which I love, but they do require more so your full attention. So I just really like how completely relaxing coloring is. I also thought it would be fun to kind of check in and do a little mini ranking of the cozy hobbies I've done so far in this video. For number 6, I think I'm gonna say crocheting, mostly just because I was bad at it. I think I just need to put in the time to really learn it, and if I did that, then I definitely think it would move higher up on my cozy hobby list. 5, I'll say creative writing. I think it's really fun, but definitely takes a lot of brain power, which I'm not always in the mood for. For number 4, I'm gonna say puzzling. I love how mindless it is, but it definitely takes a lot of time. And then for 3, I'll say coloring. I love how cozy and relaxing it is. For 2, I'll put cozy games. I really genuinely want to get way more into cozy games because I think it's just so fun and fulfilling to feel like you're really making progress in something. And then I'm gonna put reading for number 1. I know technically this was join a book club, but reading is just my favorite hobby ever. It's so cool to escape into so many different stories. Okay, I'm like halfway through this coloring page, so I'm gonna finish it. Happy day 7. I'm currently in the middle of moving, so my apartment is in chaos. So we've got boxes for our background today. Anyway, let's draw the last hobby for today. I got clay. Here is my clay. I got this clay kit for Christmas. I feel like there's so many fun little clay projects you can do. Some ideas are clay fridge magnets. I've seen people do clay rings, which is really fun. Also little trinket or jewelry dishes. And then the main reason I got this kit is I've been seeing people on TikTok do those clay dates with their partner or friends where you like find an inspo and then everyone tries to make that image out of clay. But today, since it's just me, I think I'm gonna do the fridge magnets. We've got our setup. Now I need to do some Pinteresting to figure out what magnets I want to make. These stamps are so cute. I also love the little food. Okay, I think I'm gonna start simple. Maybe some flowers or a strawberry. I really like this little envelope with the heart. The inspo strawberry, the actual strawberry. Also, look who's joined us. Danny's trying to make a dinosaur, which is very ambitious. I'm very intrigued to see how your dinosaur turns out. My strawberry was both easier and harder than I thought. I feel like it was way easier to just like make the base, but then the little seeds turned out a little clunky because it's really hard to do little things. The clay creations are complete. I really enjoyed the clay making. I feel like it's not something I would probably do a ton on my own. It's more enjoyable like with another person. So I would definitely host some like clay and wine nights, would be so cute, and probably occasionally make some little things on my own as well. I'm gonna put clay making probably right in the middle of our hobby list. So here is my final hobby ranking, and then let me show you guys the hobbies that we didn't pull just as more hobby inspo for you guys. This one's another reading one, but reading a book that's a new genre I feel like can make reading feel kind of like a new fresh hobby. Then we have book nooks. Okay, I think book nooks are so fun to make, and even if you aren't a reader, there are other kinds of like crafting kits. Like one of my friends who isn't really a reader, he loves making the Row Life DIY kits. They're like little like rooms or buildings. Okay, next is pick up a random hobby at the store. I feel like it's so cool to just have no plans for the day, go to Target or Barnes and just see what you find and spend the day making that. Just random hobby things like diamond painting, little embroidery kits. That would have been a fun one to get to in this video. Next is journaling. I feel like there's so many ways to do journaling. You can do junk journaling, you can do scrapbooking. I really want to start just spending like 10 minutes a day and just writing a little of like what happened that day or something I'm excited for. And I used to be really into bullet journaling. Like I had this page for favorite memory from every day of the year. I had a page of my favorite Polaroid from every month of the year, and lots of practical pages too, like calendars. I also have a Rectus journal from like middle school. I don't know if any of you guys remember these. It basically just has different page ideas that you can do, and they're all kind of around like being artsy but also not being perfect, because you kind of literally like wreck the journal in the process of filling it out, and I would love to one day complete my wreck this journal. That would be so fun. And the last hobby is watercolor slash painting. And I feel like sometimes it's intimidating. Like when I think about painting, I'm like, oh, I do not have painting skill. But I think there are really simple painting ideas to do that are so fun. I'm not a great painter, but like here's just a very simple example that I had hung up in the little corner of my room for a long time. And I feel like everyone can do something like this. That brings us to the end of this hobby video. This is kind of a different video for my channel. So let me know if you guys like this video, if you'd want to see more hobby videos. And let me know y'all's favorite cozy hobbies too, because I'm always looking to expand the cozy hobbies that I'm into, or if there's any cozy games that you guys really love, because I think that's kind of the one thing I really want to dive into next is more cozy games. All right, and with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!